everything you're buying.
You already have the idea, you already have your capital, you already have your plan.
Yes.
So if I'm starting from scratch, I'm raising everything is me alone. I don't have a team with me. Oh, what do you say?
No,
It works for young people, by the way, because you don't have money. You don't have that much money. For example, you can't afford rent. So in Zogamba, if it's office work, office no jiteke waka, or you put it online and you just have to spend on data.
Yeah.
And then later on you build up mpola, or maybe you can even be mobile, you know. And then before you know it, if it's established and the profits.
Okay. And maybe for those who have the good money on them and they already have the capital, let's say setting up a business like in person, you can mobilize some people, you can employ some people. I think that's starting from scratch. Let's say you want to set up a studio. You're buying new cameras, you're buying the lights, everything. Yes, you're renting the place, and let's say you need some assistance.
That's when you have ample capital.
Remember, you already made the capital thing. You already got your own capital. You plan as a person. I want
from the amount of money you have
to do my studio.
Yes.
So starting from scratch, I'm going to raise this money. I've already raised the money. Now I'm going to go buy the cameras and everything. Still, I'm starting from. I didn't find anything there.
True.
I didn't find the house building. I didn't find the studio there. I didn't find anything.
You're setting up everything
alone.
Yeah, I buy that.
Basing on the foundation, there is not.
Like if you look at someone who has been saving maybe 1K every day, just so a gula camera ya bay.
No, it was an example. It was an example. Okay. Yeah, trying to show to this person who is starting from scratch. Yeah. It depends on the money you have.
Chapati business. Because if you save 1K a day, a month that is 300,000.
Yeah.
In a year you can raise approximately 7.2. Yeah. From the various ways she has given us on how to start up a business alone, we've gotten the one of starting up from scratch.
Yeah.
As a person in business, starting from scratch. Why would you opt for starting from scratch?
Because we're just young.
Okay, I think starting from scratch, it helps you set the business the way you want it.
And by the way, it
in
can
your
be
own
small
comfort.
Scale or big scale.
Yeah.
Basing on small scale, as it is an easier way to generate our own capital and manage it, since it's a small scale business.
Yeah, it helps you manage your business on your own, set your own rules and conditions. You get to learn by the way from the little mistakes you make.
I think it also has a problem since it is you alone. It looks like a one-man army, though a business can be, according to a plan someone has made, it would be good for someone to have a team supporting them, though it is
if you can afford hiring people, I think it's really okay. That's also starting from scratch.
The best way I think is to just get a couple of friends who you have interests with. This comes through conversations. What conversations do you have when you're having lunch or moving? And because hiring is something else, you know. When you hire someone, they expect money. And if it's a startup, you know, when you're like the beginning phase of a business, and this person knows that they've come and done the work, so you have to pay them. So the best way is getting friends.
You're speaking of essential I think starting from scratch, you're patient. You understand? You need to know you're beginning this business. It will not produce you enough money at the moment. Like you will not gain profits all the time.
Yeah.
You're starting up something. You just have to be a little bit patient. So also hiring on your business.
Also referring to our business plan we had talked about, and also the other analyses we've been having about the business plan. There's what they call analysis, market analysis.
Yeah.
So as I'm starting from scratch, I have to analyze my market.
What audience am I targeting?
Yeah, my previous customers, if I had something I was doing before, or something I was selling was being sold before. So the previous customers have to tell me what they know.
By the way,
and I select from there and give them the good services.
I want to point out you saying that you start when you start from scratch, and you talked about the hiring bit. For example, if you're working, if you're offering home services, or maybe you interacting with people in proximity to their homes, not office or in a casual way, you have to start gwenga gwenani nechintu.
True.
So that you understand people. Actually, do you know that you're able to know, a business template, the suppliers, if I do this and this,
that is the profits
and the losses, before you put someone, so that when someone comes wakugamba nti this and this didn't work out, so omanya whether they're stealing from you or they are what? They are working.
And then also adding up on your point, when you start from scratch, it helps you create that strong bond with your clients and your suppliers. Because you get to know, you get to learn everything in the business sector.
And you realize these businesses we make, if you are available, customers will come.
True.
If you, for example, if you're doing chapati, no bulamu weekend.
So consistency
you have to be
is key.
consistent, and then you have to analyzing the market is so much of you learning your people and getting to engage in the environment as a person doing that business.
Do you guys think about competition when you're starting up this same business?
When you're analyzing,
Whether you're also able to know about your competitors other than you. But I think a startup is more important for you to, like, kutandika. Okay, olumo, like the work is hard and hectic, I know, but you have to first engage yourself. And if you talk about competitors, yeah, that's right, because you'll be able to know the pricing, you'll be able to know where they are bad and like where are your weaknesses and where are your strengths compared to them.
But also this thing has some disadvantages.
Yeah.
As you're doing the starting from scratch thing, it has some problems.
It's hectic. One, you've never been in this business sector. You'll struggle a lot.
Yes.
People are rude. You'd have negativity.
You don't know where to supply from.
Yes.
You don't know how to supply from your
and maybe your competitors are not going to help you, like tell you which suppliers are genuine.
But you've had competitors. Like, why would a competitor tell you?
No, there is positive competition, by the way. You can.
They have to.
No, some of them.
Tell you, for example, if it's a salon, a ladies salon,
or this is the place we buy from
if you
our
start
products.
up a business in Gagwe, you have no kid, you have nothing, and you put it next to a woman who has 5 kids to feed, and maybe they are a single mother. Do you really think they will let you make the profits?
Remember, she has
not all people are bad though.
Run before.
Not all people are bad as well.
Some would come and become your friends to get customers from you.
Okay.
Just like a skill of, but
disadvantages.
It kind of disturbs you. So you know, already a built house where you're going to put your things. You're going to the rent alone.
It will drain you so much.
Just drains you. You have to be determined,
resilient,
and patient.
True.
On top of that.
So talking about inheriting, you guys, for those, okay, I don't mind inheritance because it's a good thing.
Actually, this is for
let's
guys
say
who have grown up, who have been born with silver spoons in their mouth.
Not only those though. Not only those. Like, do you know these people who have buildings? And let's say your mom set up a shop in that area, and exactly, you're inheriting. So you've been, let's say when you get back from school, you've been helping your mom around. You know how everything works at the place. And this time comes and you inherit the shop. I feel like it would be much easier for you because you've been in the system. It would be very flexible.
Inheriting a farm at home,
inheriting.
You know?
Okay, it's simpler, you know, because your parents were called there. But you realize that it's 12 months of the year. Leave the COVID problems. 12 months, but you spend 9 months in school. When will the kid learn the business?
She's going to
like I said, in your holidays.
Those vacations. She starts by doing small things, providing when it's lunchtime, taking kids to the toilet to go and pee and everything. True. That is my example. That's how I learned teaching kids. Because my mom had a school, so I would just go and, small.
Be around them.
Inheritance also has a problem.
Of course.
Actually, first wait. What if the kid is not interested?
Now you have to teach
That's
them
also a point.
Teach them to like the thing.
You can't teach someone to like something they don't like by the way.
If your parents have a school, by all means, it would be an easier thing for you. Yeah.
It would be easy matter if you like teaching. If you like teaching yourself.
Also that, but if you're based on the job skill of our country, to gamble for social sciences, campus, your mom has a school. You're going to leave campus, you come back at home.
No jobs, I know.
You will have no option but to go and teach with your mom, by all means.
Okay.
Maybe if situations push you to that extent.
So what's the good side of inheriting?
Inheritance is
you don't get stressed. Like, you won't stress about capital. You won't stress about renting. Like, it would be so easy. But at the same time, it also comes. Yeah, it also comes with many disadvantages.
But inheriting may fail at some point if the kid, parents really work hard. we have to put value, like we have to put value into things. But realize that omonzadde kyavaluinga all your guardian or whoever's given you that business. Gwenga goba to valuing most times because you didn't work for it.
Yeah.
Wachitanga busanze awo, and then they've given it to you. You get. So those problems come in whereby since you don't value it, you won't work so hard, and 9 months or 6 months down the road,
You'll not also you'll not know the energy you have to put into a business because you didn't start up that business. Like you won't toil, you won't have that energy, that vibe.
I think the parents should teach their kid, like before giving you my building, I tell you that remember the time buildings they have that cupboard of trustees, like those people have been working with your parent.
Okay.
Abateke mu business by go kola naba abantu before you start doing.
Also speaking thank you. Also speaking about those people who be involved in that business, you're inheriting. Some relatives, not all relatives will be happy that you're inheriting that business. One, there will be miscommunication. They'll feel like you're not capable of doing anything. They'll not listen to you.
Me, I think we're not a bikulia, but most importantly, for a kid to value a business, if you usher them into it, that's why kumanya how hard things are out there for them to take what you've given to them seriously. So me, I think so komleke agenda tambuleko, alabe how hard, you know, like the hustles at work and all these things. And when finally they've seen it all, then no mukolache.
That's in your own opinion, Samalie, not all parents.
Because trust me, a kid, the moment, for example, by them Form 6, atula soma, and before you know it, to them office here.
No, some parents will ask you, I hustled to help my what? To help my child. How can I watch my kids suffer? All in the name of they should.
Some parents even
Some parents wouldn't.
But okay.
I know.
No. But you know life is hardcore.
True.
You know you're never going to protect this kid. Now, for example, Martha, is your mom with you here?
Okay, Samalie, it's really okay for you to educate your what? To educate your kid about this whole business, but not in that way really. Yeah. That's so painful.
So you guys, as the inheritance thing is really a big thing, it's a good thing to consider.
Yeah.
But we had also our street people who told us their views about this thing. Okay, though most of them really like the inheritance thing. It looks like
comes easy. Silver plate, you know.
My name is Bagenda Alvin. I'm a third-year student of Bachelor of Science in Accounting at Makerere University Business School. For startup capital, I think it really depends, but most people, or what I know, for the most of it, it's scratch or you come with your savings. Some people have inheritance, some people start out with loans. But yeah, for the most part, I believe the easiest way or the best way maybe to start is with the one savings.
About startup capital for the business, yeah, I think basically it's all about inheritance. We can do inheritance. We can use loans from the bank or any financial institution. Then we can also buy an already established business. But I think the best option would be to get a loan from somewhere else, because you can get a nice loan with a small interest rate that can help you to start up the business, and you later use the profits to reimburse into the business. I think that would be the best option, because some people lack inheritance money, and of course you cannot just buy an established business without getting capital first from other sources.
I'm Nambuya Jackie from Ups BBS3, and I would recommend for startup capital, I would recommend someone to start from scratch if they already have a lot of information about what they are going to do. And also, if someone wants to start like continuing business, I would recommend that they know whatever like information about that business, because most people sell off their businesses when they are not doing well. So for someone to get a continuing business, they should have adequate information about it. And also about inheriting from family, that it depends. But the best option I would think is starting from scratch.
My name is Iwazibo Grace. I'm a student at MUBS, doing Bachelor of Science in Accounting, year 3. According to me, startup capital is the money that you use to start a business. So startup capital is majorly gotten from various sources. For example, you can get your startup capital from your own savings, meaning the money that you have saved in the long run. And also you can get the money from a loan, but that one is charged with interest. Or it can be from inheritance. For example, the business might have been surviving from your previous parents and they can assist you. The best one would be savings. Savings have this advantage that you're not going to be charged an interest, so you already have an advantage over the others.
Hello, my name is Husna Namayanja. So for a business to start up, I would recommend Scratch because it's better for a business to be started up with money that is yours rather than taking up a bank loan. It's better for a business to be started up by scratch using your own money.
We'll be back from the streets, and those are some of people's opinions about business startups. And continuing with the bad side of inheritance, we're still discussing about it.
Yeah.
It's not only for the guys with silver spoons in their mouth. Those people who are born, no. It's not only for people who are born with silver spoons in their mouths, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
There are some people, now their parents, Bambi, they have, made their life. They don't really have a big setup. They might have a 2 mizigo thing.
Yeah.
And they leave it to you as your capital. As your startup. Like,
you know what to do about it.
it's very... It's not,
I think inheritance doesn't have to be so big, like a lot of things. Yeah.
No.
Well, you realize that inheritance also comes back down to what you want. Because there are people who have business value, believe me, it won't stay there. And when you check inheritance, how many businesses have been inherited in Uganda here and they've stood test of time?
True. There are some. There's some. Chidawalimi.
Yes.
Okay.
That guy.
But he's the only one.
I think what leads to the most downfall of those businesses is the kid having less knowledge about the business.
And even that team that the person left behind.
Yeah.
You could be resented by your family members just because she or he cannot cannot manage. Yeah.
Kati, there are some people they are loaded solo business in number.
You guys buying a business, sounds already expensive, like buying.
For those who can afford, like she said.
Nedda, and then you see someone struggling. Nga rent bamubanje miezi munana, or maybe nga business tetambula, and for some reasons here and there, they are bali mabanja, bali liability, and you can cover all that. No kata business.
What does buying a business involve? It just me, I wake up, I see you not making profits, and I'm like, buy, or maybe let me buy.
No, let's say there is this person having a boutique somewhere, and they are selling their whole shop altogether. You sit down with that person, you do some accountability, then they tell you the amount of money you're supposed to give them, then you pay, you take over the business.
You need a lawyer too.
I think.
Some people change.
Procedure.
Businesses wankulu nekati twogera tuli mukwogera ku business buno kati nga buso proprietorship ebyo bigeze.
No, why I say you need a lawyer even
no, when you're selling, let's say a company, you'd need a lawyer.
Yeah, okay,
really.
Okay. We do a business of chapati now.
Okay.
Why not really a big, just need someone to be a witness.
Second eye, in case of anything.
Second eye,
yes.
Is it an agreement?
Yeah.
Yes. Another thing, when we call agreement here, you don't just make paper and pen. Or you do something to
photocopy and seal it
somewhere. Because me, I can change myself, but I'll be like, you did tell me a thing. I wasn't there.
Okay, that's a bad side. That's the bad side of that.
Yeah.
But lawyer, okay, it's a lawyer.
Just kajanja, but it's not okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Kari. Another thing about
buying a business is really good.
Okay.
Because if you found a good business, you find that business with stable relationships with the suppliers and clients.
Yes.
But sometimes techiba changu because waliwo omuntu nga ye business, they come to that business because they like that person. For example, I have a friend like nearby home. Okay, suddenly their dad passed away,
Sorry.
and he was in the business. But nga we are in business, they had a cousin who was always working with them. Yeah, and so the guy who took up this business, we were to money. So whenever he was there, ngabagamba nedda fetwagala oli.
Samali, okay, I think in everything there is a good and bad.
Okay.
You'd expect anything. So in case you get a business, the customers are not comfortable with you, try your best
to make them like
you.
Analyze what they want.
Yeah. Do them good.
Muguliremu employing.
No.
No. Not really.
Business.
Maybe she also has a reason as why she's selling her business.
Most times people, for example, I'm going to travel to Dubai, like Dubai, I'm leaving.
Or I'm leaving Kampala, I'm going back to the village.
I want to start a family.
Yeah. Or farming.
And they're selling their business.
Yeah.
And
the problem with buying a business,
you buy it, all its problems.
Yeah, yes. Every problem.
Yes.
That is the only problem. But also buying a business has another problem. Besides it having problems coming through, sometimes this business may just be a bad one. And you may think you're coming to do it to make it better.
True.
Okay.
That's very true.
That is also another problem. Though I would take it as a good thing if I'm buying a business at a cheaper price.
At a cheaper price, do you realize that, for example, if you're doing a startup, it is quite more expensive. You get. Oh, you're suffering. Kati, like you know when COVID came, people were selling things for the sake of not getting profit out of them, but just to survive, to fix a problem somewhere. So if already the business tell it amagoba, and maybe there is a problem to fix somewhere, omfunanga yetaga sente so badly, like can I say, like you can take things cheaply. No business now with all the equipment.
As also they're thinking, after you talking about the equipment, or in the business, these equipments need to be upgraded. Do you know you're investing a lot in the business? You understand?
Yeah,
you find the computer, yes.
You're like starting from scratch.
You're like starting from scratch, but in some other way.
And it's kind of expensive.
Very expensive. Yeah. Or osanganga the business that by the time they have sold to you the business, it's not the season for whatever you're selling.
For example, selling me a bridal business. Okay, that is time people are getting married.
Yeah.
But there was a time where only weddings would be from November, December, and Jan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that would be a bad thing if you send me a bridal shop.
Use an example like Valentine's Day.
Thank you.
It comes once in a while.
Okay,
they're selling you this.
But
people get flowers, but it's not.
People think
those are rich people.
Samali, are you loved really?
Those are chapati and snacks. Yeah, they over 7 when kids are at school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So nonguza business nga holiday ya eri kumpi kugwa. Neda tamu eri kumpi kugwa. So I might think ngenda kukola amagoba, but then kids come back at home.
Another example, like these guys who sell stuff that kids take, yes, books, pens. Like kids are already at school.
But those problems, okay, even if it was starting up from scratch, it would be the same thing. They are seasoned.
You'd rather have.
I didn't find that a problem of that. I'm now starting my own thing.
Like it's not my problem. Dimukugula business. Yeah.
No, me, I think you guys just want things to be easy.
No. We thought about a problem of me having a business in times you're not the good times. Because trust me,
and also,
but Martha, when you know the good times and the bad times, because when you don't start, when you don't start, the problem you want to solve, you know, this like time works like microseconds. Yeah. Anything slight, you get. So when you say bad or good times, you know, you'll never know.
Okay, let me give a good
also buying a business, you guys, you would not. It's you guys. It's like having your own baby. You understand? Do you know your parents can understand in this way of, come on, like your parents can understand, my kid is not happy, my kid is capable of doing this and that. You understand? You will not have the knowledge about that business at all. You will not know this time I'm in crisis mode. What am I supposed to do? You understand? When you start your own business,
that's when research comes in. You research, you don't just come.
Sweetheart, things that has
business plan, but if it is about business, it would be having. If I'm the business owner, she's buying it from me. The time I had problems in the business, I had my backup.
Yes.
I won't tell her the backup. I won't tell it. It will be my secret.
That would be mean.
would be mean, but
No, it might even be something that you cannot handle, you cannot use.
For example, if I'm selling scholars, if I'm selling bindas for school, if kids are not at school, are in holiday, I would do another thing. I would, for example, go in their homes and coach them. Or I would sell another thing.
Like you make sure that the products you're selling are more than one.
She didn't. First of all, she doesn't need to know those things. Yeah, Zogula business.
And other thing, you guys, you're bumping into this whole thing. You don't know much about it. You're just bumping into the business.
Takes us back to our business plan. Analyze those things before you start doing anything.
Yeah, you guys, let me ask: if someone sells to you their business, will they sell it to you with their business plan?
Now that's that's also a disadvantage. Of
How?
course not.
How?
It is my copyright.
But business. So. By the way,
idea.
True.
It's like someone is buying something, like your comic something, or when comic stories.
True. Or omuntu ngatunda winery, ngaina winery shop. You understand?
Yeah,
Tagenda kwa everything.
Nze chandowooza is that let us people we are planning to buy businesses from. Well, you may not. I may not do stuff like you do. All handle customers there. You do all produce stuff. But I think it's best for you to give me whatever was in the business.
Samali, let's say you're buying a restaurant.
Remember, a business plan is a roadmap.
Take for instance, you're buying a restaurant.
Okay,
no matter how much they educate you about the recipe that is going to be used, you cannot cook.
Business plan.
It's also a business.
Now the recipe is the
business plan at the
all
moment.
the recipes I have for my cake I bake every day.
Yeah.
Is my plan.
So what's the issue of you working on the business plan?
I'm imagining you've come as a set business person.
Okay.
Was the caller saying you have your own plan? How about you have your own plan? You take the business, I keep my plan.
But still, I could make your dreams come true.
No.
How?
By implementing what you have failed to do.
So somebody, what you're trying to say is that when this person sells to you their business, they should stay around to
And
teach
watch.
No,
you.
actually,
It's
you
like
guys,
starting from scratch.
you've given me a hint.
Okay.
You should keep in contact.
I'm going
With
to
the
That's
person.
okay. That's okay.
With the person.
That's okay. But then somebody, you want to bother
Smartphones
someone
came
all that. No, you want to bother someone all the
I'm
time.
not saying that. Jangu ate like ompe omuguwa ompe nembuzi ompe na buli chimu you get.
My own knowledge.
As we're still driving business on Smart 24 TV, let us have a short break and we shall be right back.